Okay, I think we're live now. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can see and hear us. You should see me, Lisa, with three small windows at the bottom of your screen. We have Olya that you met yesterday, and we have Charlie, and we have Catherine, all waving hello. And we've all got up amazingly early to talk with you today, so I'm very grateful to them for that. Now, I'm hoping, because I can't see you, I'm hoping that you can see and hear okay. So perhaps somebody could just pop a note in the Q&A box, just a smiley face or something, just to let us know that we're all live and you can hear us. So this should appear on the right-hand side in a minute if there's anyone there. I'm still getting, it says there's no viewers. It's a little bit worrying. Looks like nobody's looking at us. Or maybe you are and it's just that the screen is wrong. But hopefully, questions, I'm still not seeing any questions either. If someone can see and hear us, can you please just pop something in the Q&A so we know you're there? It all looks live this end. I've got the live button showing. So I'm just going to check. Ah, great, brilliant. Thank you very much. So, is that Carol? I'm not sure how I pronounce your name. Apologise if I've got it wrong, but thank you for sending me through the smiley face. Oh yeah, we've got 6 people now. Fantastic. Okay. Good. I mean, there should be nearly 40 of you, but oh, we've gone up to 8. Okay, so maybe there was just a little bit of delay in getting you connected, but it looks like that's sorted now. So I'll just say again then, great, brilliant, you're hearing and seeing us. Thank you very much. So I'll just introduce again the people I've got with me, because I think you were probably still not seeing us when I did that. So we've got Olya here, that you met yesterday, and Charlie and Catherine. Now Charlie and Catherine are both taking this module at Southampton at the moment, and it's a bit different here in the UK because the modules are spread over 12 weeks and they do 4 at a time. So they're not compressed into a short time period like yours are. But basically they're doing exactly the same as you're doing. So I invited them along just really to give you a bit of advice about how they got started with this module and what they like about it, and if they've got any hints and tips for you in getting started. So perhaps I could just, Charlie's in the middle here, I'll click on him first. Perhaps Charlie, you could just say a few words just to introduce yourself and tell people what your thoughts are on this module.
Okay, so my name's Charlie. I'm a third year doing politics and international relations at the University of Southampton. About the module, I just said it's really good. I was saying to Lisa a couple of weeks ago, it's I would say the only module so far that I feel really kind of equipped me with skills I can use for years to come. And it's just really good for that kind of thing, and a really, really advantageous module to take for outside of academic kind of uses, and it's a really practical thing.
Great. Okay. And when you started this, Charlie, what was perhaps the first thing you did about getting your blogs going?
I think I don't know really. I just made sure I had a look at what other people had done. I've got some kind of had a quick Google and just really researched other blogs. Sort of had a look at a few articles that told you how to start a blog, and then from there I kind of used a bit of my own initiative and combined a bit of articles and that kind of thing, and really tried to combine something of the two.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. We're just going to pop over to Catherine now. Are you there, Catherine? Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you, Catherine. Can you just tell us a few words just about yourself and what you like about the module?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Catherine. I'm a third year education study.
We lost you there, Catherine. I think we lost you briefly. Catherine, are you there?
Oh, I think maybe we've lost Catherine.
Or try and use different types of, I don't know, resources.
Sorry,
linking.
Sorry,
really
we've lost your
fun experience.
In a minute. Oops. Yes. We seem to have lost your picture now as well, Catherine. We lost the sound.
I think her connection must be a bit slow, because it seems like she's there, but it's just not
There, but not there.
there.
Okay, don't worry, it's not a problem. We'll come back. If you can hear us, Catherine, we'll pick you back up again in a minute, okay? If you can get back online, so don't worry. Oh, here we go. Are you, Catherine?
Sorry.
It's not your fault, don't worry. I think we lost you briefly. The sound went and then your picture went as well, so perhaps you could start again. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Hi everyone, I'm Catherine and I'm a third year education student at the University of Southampton. I've really enjoyed this module just because it's kind of, I don't know, it kind of matches with the current, I don't know, where...
Ah. I think we've
Yeah, I think.
All right. Well, we'll carry on. We seem to have lost Catherine's connection again, but it will probably just bounce back in a minute. Let me have a look in the meantime and see if there's any questions. Let's see. People have raised smiley faces. That's good. Okay. Kelly says hi. Hi, Kelly. Wait. Oh, Catherine, you're back. Are you back? Catherine?
Have I lost you guys?
Yes, sorry, we lost you again.
Start speaking and then we lose you. So I don't know. Is your connection all right? Seems to be all right when we're looking at you. It's just when you start speaking, it cuts you out.
I tell you what, Catherine, if you just switch your camera off for a minute, then that might help your connection. Can you do that if you just click? There's a button at the top where you can just turn off your camera. You see that? Well, I think we've possibly lost her again. Okay, I'll go back to the questions and hopefully we can sort out Catherine's connection in the meantime. Okay, so hello, and you're hearing us. Good. Has anyone got any questions? Catherine, you're back. Hello? Can you hear me, Catherine? No, she's still not there. Okay, lots of people saying hello here, that's great. But if anyone would like to raise any specific questions, hopefully you've all now had a chance to read through the documents that we showed you yesterday about the structure of the course and the background and that kind of thing. So if you've got any questions, if you're not clear about how it works or how to get started, then please raise those now, because I've just looked through the questions and they all just seem to be people saying hello, which is great, but I can't really answer those other than to say hello that we've already done. So please type your questions in there if you have any. And okay, it looks like Catherine might be back. She's starting another connection here. So I'm still not seeing any questions from you, but it looks like we've got 24 people watching now, which is good. Okay, are we getting you back, Catherine?
Yeah, I'm back.
You're back. Hooray! Excellent. Okay, let's try once more. So we got to the bit where you said you were a third year education student and you were enjoying the module, and then I think we lost you. So.
Yeah, so I've really enjoyed the module. On my course, I'm used to very much doing essays 24/7, so it's kind of a different experience of actually having a topic and actually making it more of your own rather than it being quite structured in that way. So it kind of gives you the chance to lay down your own opinions as well as learning from others. If you follow the course Twitter feed, everyone has the chance to share resources and stuff, which has been really useful because it kind of sparks you to think of other ways to answer the question that you might have not thought about already, which I thought has been quite a good experience so far, which has only just kind of developed recently in the last few weeks. So in that way, I think it really gives you a much more broader overview of a topic rather than if you just focused on it by yourself.
Okay, that's great. Thanks very much. I mean, you've hit on a really key point there, Catherine, because one of the things Olya and I were talking about last night was that we should really emphasise to you guys in Singapore that this isn't just about you, this module. This is about you learning together and forming a whole community around your learning and sharing resources, finding out what works for you based on what you like and don't like about what your colleagues are doing. So I'm glad you mentioned that aspect of it and that you found it useful. That's very much what we're trying to encourage here. Okay, so thank you both of you very much. I did send a tweet just before we started this broadcast, which gave the Twitter handles of both Charlie and Catherine. So you guys, you can follow them on Twitter, and if you've got questions about the module, remember that they are studying it right now. They're further ahead than you. They started some weeks ago, but you're actually going to finish the module around about the same time. You'll be doing topic 5 together. So it'd be really good if both groups of students were able to communicate and share resources. And if you see something that you like in another student's blog, whether it's one of your colleagues or one of the Southampton students here, then feel free to build on it. And as long as you reference it and credit the person that you've got that information from, then we actively encourage that. Right, okay, I've just seen there's a question here. Let me have a look. So it says, when we answer a topic's question, do we have to do referencing at the end of the post? Yes, you do have to do referencing, definitely. It doesn't count in the word count. But yes, if you reference an article or a video or somebody else's work, like I was just saying, if you found that one of Catherine's blog posts, for example, was useful, then you should include a link to that and reference it. So yes, definitely, that's a very definite aspect of good practice. So thanks for that question. Right, so keep those questions coming. I'd just like to switch to Olya now, because Olya has spent a lot of time yesterday collecting the information from your forums about your tutor IDs, putting together a list of everyone on the module on Twitter, and also starting to collect your blog URLs so we can link you up to the course blog. So Olya, I don't know if you'd like to say anything about how far you've got with that, and if you've got any particular queries or problems or encouragement to people who haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I'll pass it.
The response has been really good. So a lot of people filled in the form. A few people who didn't actually emailed me, so that's okay. I've added a lot of people from yesterday to a Twitter list, which I think I tweeted, so you should be able to find it. And I'll be going through again this morning, because for us it's still morning, and looking at who I've, the new people who have filled in the form. And the next thing I'll be doing is all your blog addresses that you've included. I will be starting to add those, and you'll start to see your name appear on the main blog. It kind of along one side, on the right hand side, I think it normally goes. And once you start writing posts and tagging them with the course module code, they will start appearing on the blog, on the main blog. So as new posts come in, I guess tomorrow, you'll be able to see what everyone is writing.
Okay.
Then the last bit that will probably happen towards the weekend or during the weekend will be that we will share your feedback documents, your individual feedback documents with you. That's why we have your Gmail addresses, because those will be only shared with individual people, so they'll be private. I think that's kind of where I am at the moment. I would say, I'm not sure, I've not looked this morning, but there were a few people who had their Twitter accounts on private, which is okay if you only just started and you're getting used to it. But we would encourage you to open them up, because obviously that way everyone will be able to see your posts, and you'll be able to communicate with everyone on the course. So yeah, I think that's it from me.
Right, thanks very much. Oh yeah. So yeah, just on that point about Twitter, I mean, obviously some of you may feel that you don't want all of your tweets to be displayed in the course, and that's entirely up to you. If you prefer to set up a different account just for this module, then that's your choice. We're not trying to force you to publicly share things that you would prefer to keep private. But yeah, obviously, as Ollie said, anything that's related to the module in terms of sharing links or communicating with other students, then you can't do that with a private setting. It might be useful at this point to share with you. I'm just going to flip to show you my TweetDeck screen, hopefully. Because once there's quite a lot of you, so once you start tweeting each other, sharing links, commenting on each other's work, or tweeting a link to a new blog post, then there's going to be a lot of tweets flying around with the Manj 2049 hashtag. So you might like to use something like TweetDeck or Hootsuite, which are both free services that enable you to keep track of different hashtags on Twitter. So you can see here, this is my TweetDeck, and I've set up a column for this module, Manj 2049. So you can see all the tweets that relate to the module that have included the hashtag. Then they're displayed in that column in order as they come in. So that will mean you don't miss anything, and you can pick up on things that are shared that might be useful to you, or respond to people's posts if you find them particularly interesting. So you can also see this here, UOSM 2033. This is the hashtag for the module that Catherine and Charlie are on here in Southampton. So you can see there's a tweet from Catherine there, and she's been interacting with someone else on the course. They were encouraging each other to do video blogs, which is something you might want to try a bit later on. So by all means, follow the appropriate tags so you can keep up to date with what's happening. And of course, any other tag that you might want to keep tabs on Twitter that might be useful to you. So, for example, there might be an event taking place locally to you where people are tweeting with a hashtag, and you can then keep tabs on what's going on there and what's happening, or who's speaking, or what's being shared at an event. So that's just a little bit of advice. I'm sure some of you do that kind of thing already, but just in case you've not done it before, you might find looking at TweetDeck or Hootsuite quite useful. Right, okay, I'm going to go back to... oh, hang on, I've got a question here now, just a second. The main screen is still on. Oh, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, that's fine, we can do that. So you should now be able to see me in the main screen. Looks like we're all still...
So I wonder if everyone saw I think the fan on my laptop is going
oh dear.
quite loud. So this might be what's kind of putting me in the main frame. So I tend to switch off my microphone while you're speaking.
Okay.
Which I will do again, but somehow it picks me up, and normally it does that while you're speaking. So, and also I'm not keeping an eye out on what the students see, so I'm going to mute my microphone and have a look at how things are going from.
Okay, great. Right. Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions, so I'm assuming. Okay, so because I can't see you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to state an assumption, and then I'd like you to put up some smiley faces if you agree with me, okay? So I'm assuming then that you've all had a chance now to read through the study guide and the various documents that we shared with you yesterday, and that I know some of you have already posted on your blogs, which is great. Some of you have tweeted links to those posts, which I've retweeted, and that's all fantastic. So could I please explain again? Okay, explain what... I've got a question here. Could I please explain again what exactly would you like me to you could tell me what exactly you'd like me to explain. That would be great. That's Winnie, yes? Can you just give me a bit more information about what you'd like me to explain, and I'll happily do so. Or as I was about to say, if you're happy, if you think you're clear, then just send me some smiley faces, and I'll know then that at least some of you are all up to speed. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, you can. Okay, sorry. Just picking this question. We missed the part where you were explaining the Twitter part. Ah, all right. Okay, I'll go back to that in just a second. And this question says the self-test for a digital profile. Okay, right, great. 2 questions there then. Right, so we'll try TweetDeck again then. Because I'm sorry if that didn't display very well. So let me have another go. So, right, I am now sharing my TweetDeck screen, I hope. Perhaps Catherine or Charlie, can you tell me if you can see that okay?
It's just loading.
Yeah. You can see my TweetDeck, so hopefully everyone can see the TweetDeck screen. I can't now see your questions because all I can see is my TweetDeck screen, so I'm going to assume you can see it. So yes, all I was saying was that if you use something like TweetDeck, you can set it up to keep a record of any hashtag that interests you. But you can set up a column like I have here for every tweet that shows the managed 2049 hashtag. So that's quite a useful way of keeping up to date with any tweet that's connected to the module that uses the hashtag. It will display immediately in real time in this column in TweetDeck. So some of you want to try it. You might even be able to see it happen. If you want to send a tweet, uses the hashtag, it should appear in my screen here. And I will also mention that I've got another column next to this, which is tweets from the Southampton running of this module, which has a different code, which is UOSM 2033. So basically, you can set up as many columns as you like in TweetDeck to follow as many different hashtags as you like. So some may be connected with your studies, some may not, but that's your choice, and you can move them around. So the ones that you find most useful are most easily visible and that kind of thing. So I need to scroll across, I've got so many different ones. I just flick, you can see, I just flick through, I've got quite a few different sets of information that I'm keeping an eye on. But obviously you can just have as few or as many as you like. Okay, so that was yes, great, thank you. So you can see how that works now. Picture would be good. The next step for you with your Twitter would be a picture. It's Carol again. I'm still not sure if I pronounced that properly, but thanks for sending the tweet. Right, okay, so there was another question. Let me just go back. That was about the self-test, yes. So I'll stop sharing my TweetDeck screen. Right, so yes, one of the documents we shared on the blog was just a one-page document which we called self-test, and basically that is really just for you at the start of the module to look at what you currently do with different social networks. So, do you use Twitter at the moment? Do you use it for interacting with your friends, or do you actually use it actively for learning as part of your course? So it's just really for you to make a note before the module starts, really, of what you currently do with these different tools. And for some of them, you might not be doing anything, and that's fine. But the main purpose is so that at the end of the module, when you come to write your final post reflecting on how you've developed or want to develop your own digital profile, then you can compare what you're doing at the end of the module with what you said right at the start was how you use the different tools. So it gives you a basis for comparison, really. So it's not really a test, perhaps test is the wrong word, it's really just an audit, if you like, for your own benefit of how you currently use some of these tools that we're recommending to you, so that you can go back and compare at the end how you've progressed and developed your use of those tools during the module. So does that make sense? Okay, so I'm just thinking there's some more comments here. Right, I've done the self-test one. The Twitter that you just showed. We were unable to see your example on Twitter. Ollie, are you back? Did you have a look at the screen from the student's viewpoint?
Yeah, I think it looked alright. I think I would see. I think maybe do another a tweet deck thing. It was showing from the main feed earlier, but I'm not sure how much detail people can see.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I don't think I can do much about that because the size it's just very small type on the screen.
So maybe we'll just tweet a link to TweetDeck where they can download it and have a play. So basically, you can either follow people in those columns that you saw, or you can follow word searches. So if you search for a hashtag, is that
right? We've got Charlie's tweet deck here now. Let me display that and see if that's any better for you guys. Okay, so I'm seeing Charlie's tweet deck on my screen, so hopefully you can as well. So this is really pretty much exactly what I was trying to show you just now, except it's all of Charlie's tweets rather than mine. But they are probably too small to read. But that doesn't matter at this stage. It was really just to show you the principle of how you can use something like TweetDeck to keep tabs on particular hashtags. So you can see there's the column for this module is moving, so people are tweeting as we look at it. Can you?
Yeah, I think
someone in the questions could you just confirm in the questions whether you can see that? Okay.
I think it can be seen, but if you've not used it before, it could be a bit confusing. So maybe it would be a good idea for people to try it out, and then if they have some questions.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we'll add that to your to-do list for tomorrow, is to have a play around with TweetDeck and see how you get on with it. So thanks for sharing that, Charlie. That's great. Right. Okay. So what else did I want to say to you this morning? Okay. No one was sending me through any questions about the module structure, so I'm hoping you're all okay with that. But timing-wise, you're now coming to the end of Wednesday, so your job for tomorrow, your main job, is to really start on topic 1, and that means basically reading the post on the blog that I put up the other day, which is called Topic 1, surprisingly, and it just has about a page really of text and a few links, which is really just to get you started thinking about this topic and thinking about how you might want to answer the specific question that goes with it. Now, remember that the whole of topic 1 is effectively a practice, so you can see how the whole thing fits together in that you read about a topic, you write your own answer to the question, you then look at what other students have written in answer to that question, and you choose 2 pieces of work to comment on. And when we say comment, we don't mean things like, that's a good idea or well done, but we mean proper kind of questions or reflections which are prompted by what they've written. And you can see some examples. We've shared some examples with you in the post. And then, having done that, the job for Friday, jumping right forward to the end of the week, is the second part of the topic, which is to basically reflect on what you've learned from the whole experience of approaching that topic and the added value you've got from looking at and commenting on the work of others. So that really will take us up to the end of this first week. So what I thought I could do in this Hangout is just really to introduce that topic to you very briefly, because the intention isn't that I give you a lecture about it. The way that you learn is by reading the initial stuff that we've shared, but then really it's all part of this learning community, where by commenting on each other's work, you learn from them, and you get different perspectives on a question that maybe you haven't thought about. And so, collectively, you've then got a big resource once everyone has posted their answer to the question to draw upon in relation to that topic. So I don't know if Charlie or Catherine, if there's anything you want to say. I mean, is that something that you found, thinking back to topic 1, is that something that you found quite easy to do, or were there any particular hints or tips you might like to give people?
I think, just sort of really enjoy it and be confident with it. I think the first problem I had with my first topic was that I was a bit nervous about putting stuff in, or maybe, I was a bit scared of straying from the topic. But if you just really be confident with what you're doing, then it will always be a good one, I think. And find out how to use TweetDeck, and that really helps with searching for things, finding useful resources, and also sharing other bits and pieces with other people. So yeah, that's all I'd say. Just enjoy it as well.
All right, thank you very much. Catherine, do you have any advice on topic 1?
Yeah, well, I think this is more just general advice. I think it can apply to topic 1 as well, but I think just if everyone was to kind of engage in their own experiences of every topic that they are working towards, because obviously that will help them to, reflect later on in the module, but it also provides them with a basis for their reflections at the end of each week, and also just to kind of pinpoint where they are in terms of their own online learning, and they can easily make comparisons with their course mates, as well as also maybe talking about how they got their information based upon maybe their background and their degree. Because recently, I think it was topic 3, one of our course mates brought in his psychology background, which was actually really interesting to see how, even though we all come from different backgrounds, it all kind of links together, and also you just kind of get new insights into the topic. So I think if you just kind of keep that as a focus, it'll be quite useful for you.
Okay, great, thank you very much. That's very helpful. Right. Okay. Oh, we have another question here. It says, this is from Winnie. Do we have to do a blog post on the yeah, we've suggested to do a blog post. It's not something we're going to mark or anything, but as a way of getting started with your blogs, you might like to just write a short post which just really kind of sums up the answers that you've given in that audit. So you might find that's a useful exercise, and we'd encourage you to do that. Although it isn't actually formally part of the course, but it might be a good way of getting started if you'd like to give that a go. I know some of you who've already got your blogs up and running have done quite a nice little About Me section. Sometimes there was a picture in one I was looking at just now, which was really useful, especially for us because we can't see you. You can see us, but we can't see you. So if you're posting with pictures, then that's great, because we get a bit more of an insight into what you look like, which is fantastic. Okay. I've just got a tweet up here with a question. What's the name of the plugin you use for the Twitter feed on your sidebar? Not quite sure what you mean.
Is it on? Do they mean on the main blog?
I don't know. It says on. Possibly, yes.
So we get help from a WordPress expert, and he sets up probably a little bit more complicated setup than the one that you would maybe do on your own blog, but we can certainly suggest something if you're just starting out. Also, if you look under widgets in your WordPress dashboard, there will be different Twitter widgets that you can use. Perhaps maybe Google a little bit more about it to see which one is the most reliable, but also you want something that's reasonably simple. So yeah, maybe do a little bit of research, and we'll try and have a look as well, and suggest how you can include your Twitter feed on your blog as well. So maybe Charlie or Catherine can say what they're using.
Yeah, so for my Twitter, all I did was I'm using the WordPress blog, and I just went into the dashboard on my WordPress site, and it basically gives you very clear directions on how to put the widget on the side of your blog. But it's worth keeping in mind that some of the themes don't always allow you to have a sidebar. So basically, just go into the settings on your blog if it's WordPress. Go into the widgets, and then it will say Twitter, and it will direct you to Twitter, or it should do, and then it will go from there. And if it's not appearing, it's probably because of the theme you're using, not because it's not working. So that's the problem I had. But I'll probably post a link later on today to how to do it.
Oh, that would be really helpful. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So you can basically choose, if you've not set your blog up yet, you can choose different themes depending on how you want the overall thing to look. But yeah, some of them are more kind of user friendly than others. Catherine, did you want to add anything about how you got your Twitter feed to?
I think mine was the same as Charlie's actually. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have any problems with it with your blog?
No. No, it was easy.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much. Right. So I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. Don't seem to be at the moment. Right, okay, in that case then, I'm just going to have a quick look at topic 1. And I'm going to hopefully share the right screen with you. Just give me a moment. No, it seems to have vanished again. Hang on. Keep those questions coming while I'm fiddling with this, if you've got any more. I just need to switch windows a moment. Right, let's try again. Still not seeing it. Ollie, have you got the blog there? I think we've got the same problem I had yesterday, although we did test this last night.
I think also we're seeing Catherine at the moment.
Let me just a minute. We'll just switch back to.
Do you want me to try and share the screen? What did you?
We'll both try. See who gets there first. Probably you.
What are we showing?
The blog.
And
there it is. All right, I think I found it.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm hoping. Can you see the blog here now?
Well, still on Catherine.
Oh.
I can see the blog.
You can see the blog. Good.
Yeah.
Just let me go back.
Yeah, I can see it as well.
Yeah, I can see it, but on the side that the students see, we've got Catherine in the main screen. I think now it's switched over to you, Lisa. There's a bit.
I've just clicked on me, so
Okay.
hopefully you can now all see the blog.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Right, okay, just a second. There's a question coming up which is distracting me. Right, so on the blog then, what I've done and what I'll continue to do each day is I'll put up a summary post after the Hangout, which basically says what we covered in the Hangout, putting a link to it on YouTube so you can watch it again if you need to, and also what things you need to be doing in preparation for the next day in terms of where we've got to in the module. So you should see on the screen now, there's a summary post there in the top corner from what we did yesterday. And then down here, I've got topic 1. This is the general home page here, which has got all the posts in. But if you look down the right-hand side, you'll see under categories, we've already started to put some categories in. So any posts that relate to topic 1, you can just click on the category and it will just show you the topic 1 post. So once it starts to get a bit cluttered with lots of posts on the blog, then you might find it easier to navigate by categories. Because here, if I look at the topic 1 category, it just highlights the particular post that I want quite easily. If I open this up, this is the post that really kicks off your first question, which is all about digital visitors and digital residents. Okay. So we've chosen this really as a kind of general introduction to the module because it helps you to start thinking about your own online behaviour and how that's changed. And you know, as marketing students, this is pretty critical information from a marketer's point of view as well, because any company needs to know, you know, how its customers are using the internet, what kind of channels they're on, what kind of interactions they want with that company, using which channels. So this whole notion of online behaviour is a very relevant one for you throughout your studies, really. So that's kind of why we've used it as a starting point. So you don't have to read this now, but this is just to show you the idea of how it works. You see, there's just a short bit of text. It's probably less than a page if it was printed out. And then there's a question which asks you to explain, you know, based on what you've read, what is your understanding of what digital visitors and residents are? Okay, and then it asks you to reflect, you know, as Catherine was saying to you just now, on your own experiences and how you think you fit or not into those categories. Okay, so then it gives you some deadlines. So by the end of the 27th, which is tomorrow, you should have posted your answer to this question on the blog, on your blog. And then if we've connected you up, it will display in this blog so that everyone else can then see your answer and comment on it if they wish to. Okay, so that's really your first main task once you've got your various blog tools set up. So tomorrow in the Hangout, obviously you should by then have had a chance to read this through in more detail, and obviously I'll answer any questions that you might have about that. Okay, so yeah, so these are the various links, and it just says to get you started, because the thing about doing online research is you just Google a term and you'll get thousands of responses, and obviously you're not expected to read them all, but you know, it's kind of selecting, part of the skill of this type of module is kind of selecting what you think are really authoritative and useful sources to refer to in your answers. And these links just really get you started. There's some ideas to tell you more about the background to the topic. But you're more than welcome, and indeed you're encouraged to find out other sources as well. So that's really what topic 1 looks like. So it's really down to you to have a read through of that, click through and look at some of these links, and then start thinking about how you're going to approach your answer to the question. Right, I'm going to switch back now, and hopefully you're able to see it okay. So I'll stop sharing that screen. Okay. Right, there's a few more questions appeared. Let me have a look. Benjamin says, this is on the professional digital profile. Does it necessarily mean LinkedIn? We would definitely strongly encourage you to use LinkedIn. We are aware that, you know, well, certainly as far as the UK is concerned, LinkedIn is critical. It really is probably one of the most critical networks to be active in terms of looking for jobs. We are aware, however, that different countries may well have different priorities. It may be that in your part of the world that there's something else that you think would be more useful for you than LinkedIn, that's more tailored to the specific environment that you're in or the particular industry that you want to go and work in. So we're not saying you have to use LinkedIn. There's no point in us forcing you to use something that you don't think will be useful. But something like that, an equivalent kind of service, if there's something that you think is more relevant in your particular location, then that will be fine. But we definitely, certainly as far as running this module in the UK is concerned, we found LinkedIn to be one of the most critical things really in helping students to find jobs. Okay, if there's any more questions. Right, it doesn't appear to be anything else. Olya, Charlie and Catherine, have you got anything else you want to add? Or
I don't think so. Just on Benjamin's point, on my blog I've got a short guide to a couple of different things that you might find useful that are kind of external apart from WordPress that might be useful, which I'll tweak later as well. But if you don't need to take any notice, it's just a bit of a different way of doing things. If you want to have a look. Yeah, that's me.
Great. Okay, thanks very much. Olya, anything else from you?
No, I think just they need a bit of space to get started, and don't worry about making mistakes. This first topic is for you to practice, so we will let you know what we think about your first attempt, so you will have time to make improvements or to change your approach for the marked topics. So not to worry, just jump into it, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. Catherine, did you want to say anything more?
Yeah. I think my best advice would just be to just really enjoy it and just experiment with different types of resources that you're available to, such as YouTube videos, infographics, Twitter feeds. I think it just makes it encouraging for others who read your blog, and also makes it a new learning experience for yourself. So yeah, just have fun, guys.
Great. Okay, well thanks to the three of you for your contributions, that's great, and thanks to all of you guys, 28 of you apparently it says at the moment, who are listening to this. Your last chance now for any questions, and I think we'll sign off for today. This whole broadcast will be saved to YouTube. We'll send you a link to that, and I'll also do a summary post. Don't forget Olya's great cheat sheets, the one-pagers which show you exactly where you should be today and what you should have done by the end of today and what you'll be going on to do tomorrow. And yeah, that's probably about all we need to cover. I'm not seeing any more questions. Perhaps we could have just a little bit of feedback. Anybody want to send us a smiley face or anything just to finish off? That would be good. Sorry, Ollie, did I interrupt you there? Were you going to say something?
There's a little bit of a delay to when we speak as to what the students see. So there is another question as well now. But yeah, so maybe when you say last chance for questions, then
okay.
let it run for a bit longer, because they will then catch up in maybe 15-20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I can ask about I can answer about the Twitter accounts if they're private. If it's private and we're following you and you're following us, we will be able to see your tweets. But it really depends who else is following you, and whether you're following them or whether you allow. It's really only the people that you allow access to your Twitter feed. So the people that you allow to follow you will be the ones that can see your tweets. So I'm not sure what Lisa thinks about that. Do you think that's good? I mean, that might be okay if you just want to keep it within the community of students, but then make sure you allow as many people as you as ask permission to follow you, who you know that are on the course. But it's going to limit your interactivity with anyone outside who might pick up on some of your useful tweets, or you might get some comments on things that you're sharing by people other than just the ones who are doing the course. So that's what I'm thinking. But maybe to start with, if you're not fully comfortable, do it like this. But I would recommend that you open it up. And again, if you're not comfortable using your existing Twitter Twitter account that you use for your private communication, then just create a temporary one for the next 3 weeks while you're doing the course. And you don't know, you might change your mind. Maybe just experiment a little bit and see how you feel. So I don't know if Lisa or Catherine or Charlie have a comment on that. I think that will come in with second and third posts, topics. I mean, when you start talking about having more than one identity and what is an authentic identity online. But yeah, we can get into that later.
Yeah, okay, and I think that's good advice. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, so we're not forcing people to share things they don't want to share, but one of the, I think, critical things that people have got out of this module in the past has been the kind of often apparently fairly random interactions they've had with strangers, which have led to interesting things. In one case at least, I know it led to a job interview, because a student just happened to get into a conversation on Twitter about her blog because someone who was recruiting had actually seen what she'd written and it was particularly relevant to what they were trying to do. So I'm not saying that it's some kind of magic bullet that just by tweeting about your blog post you automatically get a job, but it can certainly help to make that more likely, and we have had examples, definitely we've had examples of it in the past. So it would be a bit of a shame, I think, if you didn't take the opportunity to start building your networks beyond the course itself. But obviously you don't have to rush out and do that from day one. So this is a process, and we hope that you will keep doing this throughout your studies and beyond. So you can always, as Olya says, you can always change your settings later once you're a bit more comfortable with how things are going. Right, okay, so let's just see a few more. There's a few smiley faces come in, that's good. Glad to see that. Thank you very much. So let's just check, see if there's any more questions. Smileys, good. Good smileys. Right, I think we're probably done. So I'm just going to do Olya's recommendation and allow you your 20-second lag time, just in case there's anything else. So I'm just going to do one of those really annoying things that you hear people do on the radio, where they're obviously just talking rubbish in order to fill the last 20 seconds before the news starts. So this is me doing my filler. Oh, okay, thank you. Great, we've got a thank you. Ian, I'm not sure what your comment means, but thank you anyway. Thank you, Evan. Yeah, like I say, I don't know what that one means, but never mind. So that's probably 20 seconds done. So we will say goodbye. Thanks again to Olya, Charlie, and Catherine. Oh, it's getting more smileys. Thank you all very much. So we'll wave goodbye then, and we'll see you same time again, or certainly Olya and I will see you same time again tomorrow. I don't think we could possibly force Charlie and Catherine to get up at this time of day, 2 days running, because they are students after all. Okay, yeah, there's some more thanks coming in. Brilliant. So thank you all very much. Don't forget, you can tweet or email us at any time if you've got questions. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. But we're gonna have to assume you're okay unless you tell us, because we can't read your minds. All right. So please tell us if you've got a problem. Okay. So thanks very much. Then I'm going to switch off now, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye. Everyone's waving. Bye.